Hi, friends, and welcome back to Voices of Cypress, where we celebrate the people, the organizations, businesses, schools, and everyday change makers making a positive difference right here in our Cypress community. I'm Jennifer, and I'm especially excited about today's guest because he's proof that you don't have to wait until you're an adult to start making an impact. Today, I'm speaking with the founder behind Access Aid, a student-led organization started right here in Cyprus. This high school student recognized that reusable medical supplies were going to waste where families in our community could struggle to afford basic first aid necessities. Instead of saying someone should do something about that, he decided to become that someone. So let's meet the student behind Access Aid. Okay, let's start with introductions. Tell us your name, what grade you're in, and your role that you play with Access Aid.
Hi, my name is Prayagh. I'm a senior. I go to Bridgeland High School, and I'm the founder and president of Access Aid.
Awesome. And where did this idea come from?
Access Aid was never my initial plan for an organization. When I was really young, my grandpa passed away due to heart disease, and I wanted to start sort of an organization that promoted cardiac awareness. And for that, I was gonna make a club at my school focused on cardiac awareness, especially among teens and adolescents, in order to kind of address the problems at an early age so it doesn't develop over time. But that club got rejected actually. And I
Sorry.
didn't really, yeah, and I didn't really see much of an interest for this kind of workshops and things like that because, it doesn't really provide a direct benefit to most people and could be seen as like a waste of time. Um, but then, yeah, and then I pivoted to first, it was initially called First Aid for All, but it's Access Aid now. Um, I wanted to address a more broad audience and have like a more direct impact to these people so that people would actually want to get involved and they would actually find what I'm doing meaningful. And we pivoted to basic healthcare supplies and we do first aid, PPE, um, bandages, like any basic healthcare supply, basically.
I'm sorry to hear about your grandfather. A lot of nonprofits or things do come from personal
Yeah,
experiences that we ha
definitely.
have. But the fact that, at a young age that you saw the need and you wanted to make a difference. And I'm sorry that, your club got rejected and that wasn't something that you were able to do at, your school. However, the fact that you care so much and that didn't stop you and that you
Yeah.
continued and you're making a difference, that's incredible. I do know that you do have is it two others that do help you with your organization?
Yeah, they're both my friend Rishit and Samarth. Uh, so initially it was just me in the beginning, and then I kind of realized that I probably need some help expanding this organization. So help, and they were really excited about what we're trying to do, and they really put all their effort into making this organization as big as it is today.
Well, that's good that you got them on board. That's
Yeah,
true friendship. So that's
yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
The fact that you were, you saw a problem and you were like, why not us? Like, why not this to fix this situation or help these people is amazing. You actually went out and you did it. And even though it didn't start out, or, it's not the way it started out,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
made a pivot and you made that change. Um, what made you believe that even as a high school student, that you could be the one to make a difference? Like, that didn't stop you. You weren't like, I'm just a
Yeah.
high school student.
Yeah, exactly. So I mainly believe that like just being a high school student doesn't shouldn't be able to constrain me from all of the things that I'm trying to do, you know? I don't want to like be in sort of like a victim mindset where I'm like I'm just a kid, so I can't do everything that these adults can do. Um, of course, it's going to be harder for me since I have to establish my credibility and I don't have as much experience. But that for sure doesn't mean I won't be able to do the same things that adults can do. I just have to put in a little bit more work and I have to just be a little bit more persistent, basically.
Awesome. And so it's basically you're providing affordable first aid supplies to those in need, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And exactly how does it work? Like, how are you choosing who you're donating to, or how do people get the resources if they need them?
Yeah, so first of all, we get our supplies mainly from hospitals, clinics, pharmacies, and these large wholesale distributors that manufacture these first aid supplies in bulk. So when we reach out to these organizations, they're able to give us these supplies at a reduced rate than what like a normal family would be able to purchase. And after we get those supplies, we sort them into different boxes and we contact like our distributor partners such as Sci-Hope, Cypress Assistance Ministries, Cypher Helping Hands to see if they have any populations there that are in need of these supplies. And we also give them like some stock just in case they need it for future times. And yeah, we mainly target the populations based on our partner distributor populations.
Got it. So you did mention some of our nonprofits in the area. So Sci-Hope, Sci-Fair Helping Hands, Sci-Fair Ministries. You've worked with these amazing organizations in the
Yeah.
community. Are there any other partners or that you've worked with, or specifically these partners that have taught you something about working with the community that you'd like to share about, like showing up for one another?
Yeah, so Cypher Helping Hands, Sci Hope, and even Cypress Assistance Ministries, they are mainly all volunteer run and they don't have that many paid workers. So these people in Cyprus are really just showing up on their own will to come and help out the community, wake up on like a Saturday morning when they don't want to, and really come and like sort these supplies and distribute it out to the needy. And that really just taught me like, wow, what a like great community I live in. Like everybody wants to help each other out and we want to make this like community a better place to live in overall.
Right. According to your website, you've already moved more than like 17,000 supplies,
Yeah.
which is incredible. When did you guys get started?
So our initial, like when I started reaching out to these organizations was around like August last year. And yeah, we were able to, well, the initial months, I just come home from school and then I'd have like a list of numbers that I want to call. And I'm extremely scared of talking to like strangers and things like that. So it was nerve-wracking for me in the beginning, but as time went on, I was able to be more natural. I got used to the process, and I was able to get these supplies. But in the beginning, I did not have much traction at all. It took me at least a couple months in order to get our first few supplies.
That's super impressive because, well, I mean, that's impressive in general, but you're a senior this year, which means you were a junior last year, and junior
Yeah,
year is like an extremely tough year. So you just launched last year and you like that was, I mean, you've done amazing. And the fact that you just said that you're like nervous talking to people, like,
yeah,
wow, like, because you have to be out there, you have to put yourself out
exactly.
there. So that's amazing. Did you ever think it would grow to this level? Like, I mean, is this like beyond your like, wow? Are your parents must be so proud. They must be like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, they're definitely excited about how far we've come. Uh, well, when I was and starting this organization, I definitely did not think it was gonna get to this stage. I think our first few targets were just like 1,000 kits or 1,000 first aid supplies that we wanted to collect and distribute. But after we got our first few supplies, we were able to keep that momentum going and reach out to partners more and more. And they were also more willing to partner with us since we had some past credibility and we weren't just like a completely new organization. So, yeah, it's just like a snowball effect. You just get going and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
That's awesome. And now you're walking around the high school saying you should have taken us up on our club. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But was there ever a moment or experience or an experience that made you think that you want to stop and be like, why are we doing this? Like, I just don't want to. I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I think that roadblock that we hit was really before we got our first few kits, like that time frame from when we were calling a bunch of suppliers day in, day out, and we're getting no responses. We're not there, nobody's like really giving us anything. I was really planning on not pursuing this organization. I felt like, okay, maybe wasn't the right idea. Maybe I should have stuck with the cardiac workshops. Maybe I should just stop doing this. Um, but then I had already invested so many hours and so much time. I was like, okay, I might as well just keep going, just see where this is gonna go. And thankfully, we got our first few supplies, and yeah, here we are now.
That's awesome. So, as a high school student, I really want the people to understand that you're doing all of this while you're in school, and while you're like junior and senior year.
Yeah.
So how are you balancing school, activities, friends, family, everything else running, you know, through you while also running Access Aid?
Yeah, I think time management was definitely the most important thing in making this whole organization and keeping my schedule balanced. Um, Initially in like freshman, sophomore year, I would procrastinate a lot, especially on homework, assignments. Um, I would wait until like the last day to do these things. But as junior year approached, and it's probably the most stressful year of high school, the classes and workload really started to pile up. So I wasn't able to push off these assignments last minute if I wanted to be able to still hang out with my friends or spend time with my family or keep pushing this organization forward. So I made a deal with myself and I would finish an assignment the day it was assigned, like no matter what. It could have been like an essay, it could have been um, just like a 10-minute assignment. It could have been a big project. Uh, I worked to finish those on the day they were assigned, so I didn't have to like worry about them in the future and I could focus on other things.
You might need to talk to my children, have a little
Uh,
conversation with them. What has this experience taught you that you probably couldn't learn sitting in a classroom?
Definitely that, well, in a classroom, you do assignments, you do the like homework, practice tests, all that for to get a good grade on the test and to eventually just get an A in the class or do well in that class. And you'll get that result pretty fast. And if you put in the work, you will know if you deserve the grade you get. But here in Access A, I there are probably millions of people out there who put in the same amount of work as me and they don't get the same result. There's like that sort of luck component and you have to be you have to accept the fact that you're not always going to get the result, even if you put the amount of work that is needed. And you have to like just accept that. And I don't think that's taught in school because in school, if you put the work in, you're going to get the results. So yeah.
Well, I agree and disagree with what you're saying. I think that you continue to be, sorry, my cat is wanting to join the
Oh.
interview. Um, so I think that just, continue to be persistent, and I think that you will be pleasantly surprised. I think that people will rally for you. I think that, we live in a amazing community.
Yeah, for sure.
We're lucky that, and it's such a big community that
Yeah,
there is a lot of need and there's a lot of people, that need the help and support, but there's also a lot of people that step up and provide that.
exactly.
And we really rally for each other when it comes down to it and help and support each other. And I think it's amazing what you guys are doing. So what's next for Access Aid? And more importantly, for everyone watching is, that's thinking, I want to help these students. I want to help Access Aid. What can our Cypress community do more to support you guys?
Yeah, so mainly we you guys can re look at our website and we have some donation links there if you want to support our organization monetarily. You could provide us with some funds to garner the supplies to redistribute out to the needy populations. Or you could also volunteer with us and we have many connections with these like partner sites and distributors and they really need these volunteers, so that could also be an avenue where the community could help. And for the next steps for our organization, we're looking to expand out of Cyprus and hopefully go internationally and internationally. So far, we've partnered with Medical Bridges, and they ship these supplies to I think over 100 countries, and we're really trying to branch out and make sure our supplies reach as many people as possible. And I'm also currently working with Project Cure, which is one of the biggest medical supply distributors in the world. And we're working with them to see if we can give them some first aid kits, supplies to hopefully uh, just increase their impact.
That's amazing. Are there specific ways it like a local business or medical office, like the schools and community organizations can partner with you guys?
Like a local business or organization could partner with us in two ways. Either they could give us these like supplies, or they could be on the receiving end and we could give them those supplies if they need it for their population. And they can reach out via email, or we have a contact button on our website, and and you can also Instagram DM. Like,
Amazing kid, and
thank you so
I
much.
think you're doing great things. You're going to be very successful. But I want to end by asking this because I think it's very important. There may be another student watching. I don't know if students watch, these, but there may be one that sees a problem in their school or in our community and has an idea about how to help, and they're thinking, I'm just a kid. What can I really do? What would you tell them?
Main thing is just don't wait for permission. Don't think that you're lesser than an adult just because you're a kid or anything like that. Just go for whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter that you're a kid if you're willing to put in the work to basically get to your goal. It might be a little harder, definitely. Um, but if it's really something that you're passionate about and if you really want to do it, you're gonna find a way to do it. And if anybody wants to start an organization like this or something similar in a different field, they could definitely just message me or the organization's Instagram, and I could definitely give them some tips and help them out in their journey.
Well, this is awesome. You're awesome. Congratulations to you and to your friends who joined you. They were very smart in
Yeah,
joining you. Hopefully, others will join you if you ever need additional help in that end. But we'll definitely be sharing your social media pages and your links if anybody wants to, share and post and donate. We're all about, supporting you and other organizations. So I think it's great, and you're going to continue to do great things. I know. So that's awesome.
yeah. Thank you so much.
And right there is why I wanted to share their story. When we talk about positive voices of Cypress, we're not only talking about adults, businesses, nonprofits, or established community leaders. Sometimes those voices are sitting right in our classrooms. Those students saw a need, decided to show up, and are proving that you don't have to wait until you're older to make a difference. Thank you to everyone at Access Aid for what you're doing for our community and for showing other young people what's possible. And to everyone who's watching, please help us support these students by learning more about Access Aid and most importantly, sharing their story. If you'd like to make a donation towards their cause, that is also available through the link that I am sharing. Make sure you like, share, and continue to follow Voices of Cypress. I really appreciate the support that you guys have shown so far. We will continue to amplify the positive voices right here that are making a difference in our community. Until next time, I'll see you then.